So we're calling this to order. It is 6:47 or so. And this is General Government, Monday, March 20th. Call to order roll call is Jackie is here, I am here, Mike Marchetti is sitting in. I forgot to do the General Government minutes for March 8th, so we'll put that on hold. Item number 4 is discuss and review the Mass Interlocal, the MIIA Health and Dental Insurance Renewal for Blue Cross Blue Shield plans effective July 1st.
So moved. Second.
Okay. As you can see, Ed Renning isn't here, but she called me earlier because she's sick. So just to summarize this, she said that the health plan increase due to usage and claims over the past year is 8.27%. The dental, however, is going down 6.3%. And will allow retirees to join after July 1st. The retiree contribution is going up slightly by 0.46%. Retirees asked for an increase in benefits specifically for hearing aids and dental, and those were granted. Southbridge claims have been a lot higher than Maya averages, so they did go out to bid and plan to hold an AIC meeting regarding research into costs and other things. All replies to the bid were higher than they expected. They're still looking at increasing the coverage for life insurance to $10,000. It's now $2,000, but that's not yet ready to come to Django. That's all I have for that. That's all I have for the moment for that. So, any questions or comments? Oh, hey, Martina.
Martina,
There you go, Mike.
I'll sit up.
You can stay there if you want, but.
No, you gotta leave. Gotta go. Out of here, get out.
You said 7.
Huh?
You said 7.
I posted 6:45.
Huh?
I posted 6:45.
Oh, well.
I'm feeling smoky. What do you like?
That's okay. You haven't missed much. I didn't have the general government minutes, so I forgot with them. We're doing item number 4, and there's the notes that I got from Adriana. If you can read my scrawl, because I just read them to everybody.
I'll be okay. I'm sure.
The general increases are what?
8.27% increase for the health plans, a decrease in dental of 6.3%. The retiree contribution is up 0.46%, and they're getting increase in benefits specifically on hearing aids and dental.
What's the increase in dental for the seniors?
They're getting access to the dental.
And access to the dental plan.
They're getting added to it. So there's a 0.46% increase, but they're getting that hearing aids.
Exactly.
For the
Yep.
increase.
I can't vote on that anyway, so.
And the retirees are going to be allowed to join after July 1st. Denise, you made it.
Oh.
Okay. We actually started at 6:45 because that's what it's supposed to be. Didn't know you were getting here. But yeah, that's my notes. I talked to Adriana about we're on item number 4. And those are my notes because I talked to her. She couldn't make it tonight. And I just read those to everybody.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I understood. I understand what, I have my
Okay.
percentages and all that good stuff. So
And-
TM didn't come either.
And we currently have, generally speaking, we're trying to avoid having Charlie come down to subcommittees unless it's absolutely necessary because he's a part-timer.
Okay. Wait, you hired him part-time?
Yes.
He's an intern. for
Well, I know he's an
24
intern.
25 hours.
What's that got to do with taking direction for the needs of the community? But anyway, that's okay. We've had other managers who haven't done their job either, so. Anyway, I'm sure he's doing a good job.
So anyway, we do already have a motion and a second on item number 4. Any questions?
Anyone else?
All those in favor?
I'm going to abstain.
You're going to abstain. And I assume-
Well, I mean, I understand the concept, so I have no problem moving forward.
Well, I would vote except that the senior medical is on, and I get the senior medical.
Yeah, but
Right.
again, it's for the,
Yeah.
that at
It's for
large.
everybody, I understand, but
Yeah.
you don't need my vote if you need it.
If I'm there.
Right.
I would.
Thank goodness that jumped in.
Okay, that's fine.
I need everybody passes those. I see the ups and the downs.
Okay. Item number 5 is discuss and review the MIA health and dental insurance renewal for Blue Medicare RX effective July 1st. I kind of included that in those notes. Any comments or questions?
I'll move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Okay. Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
To say the increase is marginal, for those who
Yeah.
don't know, it's .46,
Yeah, that's what it
it's
is.
very small, so.
Yeah, it's-
And the whole total is 23, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good because they're actually getting a whole bunch of benefits at that 0.46%.
I only have one question, Eric.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Are these numbers that you're reciting here, are they gonna be on the agenda Monday night, or the following Monday night?
The numbers aren't specifically in the agenda. If we can put them in there if you want to.
Do you think it should be a good idea we put them in there, or?
I don't think that's ever been
Yeah.
done, just from my opinion. Usually it's the vote to do it and they talk about the crease.
Yeah.
So that's something that the TM or that somebody should, or the finance or somebody should be talking about,
Mhm.
whoever's the,
Okay.
Right.
they should say what they are.
I mean, we don't generally put the numbers in.
Right.
We can. I don't care, but doesn't really matter.
They
Well, as
think
long as
for-
somebody's gonna be there to talk about it, that's good.
Well, Charlie should be there on
Right.
Monday. Yeah,
And if not, then I guess Gus will have to explain.
Okay.
for the 4th or 5th time.
Just pick any numbers.
745%.
Someone up, someone down, yeah, right.
Right. Okay, all those in favor? Okay, item number 6, and discuss and review Old Town policies and take any action thereon. And I emailed around some of them, for starters. They're kind of out of order, and I noticed there was a fair number of like duplication in the packet. Did everybody get them that I sent?
After they got printed, they were, yeah.
Yeah.
I went today and she told me that I didn't need them.
What?
I went today to get a packet and she told me that, they were going to discuss them, so she
Hannah
didn't
said
give
that?
me them, huh?
Hannah said that?
Yeah.
I put them on the agenda,
Actually,
and she knew it, because I asked her to do it. I don't know why she said that.
I'm gonna be contradictory to what you your statement, you put them on the agenda. What you put on the agenda was discuss Old Town policies and take any action. And then we got an email with 7 or whatever
I
is
know.
town policies.
Yeah.
That's not transparency.
Wasn't
agenda
it wasn't
item-
intended that way.
So to take up things that people don't know we're taking up is actually a problem for me. I'm here, I've got them all, but for somebody who might care about what, a standard operating procedure is, a public person, or the police lieutenant's extra duty assignments, or whatever some of these other ones were. These are things that somebody might take offense. I would say we could review what it is would like to review, and I think what you need to do is on future agendas to state exactly what we're going to talk about. I would be okay with that, like looking at the mess that you gave us, whatever
Yeah.
year, and trying to decide what you wanna take up, in what order. At least this is just my recommendation.
And honestly, you're right. When I
But-
was reading through the packet, there are several policies in here that, well, as you noted, that there were duplicates of. There are several policies that should be in here that are not.
But did you ask for specific stuff?
I asked her basically to send me everything,
Oh.
with the plan to eventually to work our way through all of them. And they're kind of out of order, and they're kind of in a weird mishmash of pieces here.
I would say it's up to you, Mr. Chair, then to have gone into the office perhaps and did a review of what is in the booklet.
I took a look it over, and I asked them to send me it all, because that was the intention, was to go through it.
Okay.
So,
And I don't know why there's only pieces and parts of it in there.
I agree with what Councilor
I do
Cummings
too.
is saying, and I actually
I do
agree
too.
with the way you labeled it too. I think the way go forward is have it on the agenda with that label, and then have subsections of like, we're reviewing
Yeah.
these specific policies under the guise of we're just reviewing older policies, so that way you convey the meaning, like, we're not doing anything on these because it's imminent or immediate.
Right.
We're doing this because it's just a review of old policies, and here's the policies we're gonna review. That way you
That's what
provide
it
enough
should be.
detail and context
I agree-
for the
I agree
average
with that.
person to understand what's happening at the meeting.
I would also say some of the policies might actually be, I'm seeing lots of duplicates. I had print them for me. Because it was,
That's
I
why
didn't
you
get a chance
that's
to get
why
a
you
packet
didn't get
done.
to the problem I got into.
And they're all correlated now, but there's a lot of duplicate stuff.
Yes, unfortunately.
But I'm also thinking that some things may affect other you know, they might fall under other committees in some ways. I'm not really sure until I kind of take a good long review. I mean, if you're talking about a police policy, that might need some input from the chief, if you're talking
Yeah,
about.
oh, totally.
You
I
know,
totally agree
so
with that.
just saying,
Might
there's
be
there's some
under-
I
homework to be
completely
done.
agree. I completely agree.
Um,
Question,
Go ahead.
do all policies come through this subcommittee for review? I mean,
And that is,
Generally,
it
it's
is,
been
that
the
is kind of,
practice.
yeah, it has
All
been.
policy, because it's a general government matter, just like
But we also haven't reviewed, we haven't really done a lot of policy reviews, honestly, on my time on council. We've never really taken them all up. And that's why I kind of, when Dave brought it up at the last council meeting, that there were some really out-of-date policies, you know, I had been kind of thinking along those lines already anyway. So the fact that you brought it up made me think, okay, well, we really need to look at these things anyway. So I think now is a good time as any to do it. Good.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, just to you, yeah, a lot of them are really outdated. You
Oh, yeah.
talked about the employee rules and regulations, stuff like that, that are outdated, that HR should take a look at.
Yep.
But I agree with, Ms. Clements and Councilor Ryan, I think it's just, based on the discussion, just postponing and actually setting up another agenda and go by policy. Maybe not all of them at one time, but, you know, hit one at a time and so we can knock them out.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's the way I'm thinking of doing it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because I know reading through some of these things, they've got issues talking about KVS, which we don't even use, or, you know, some of these weirder things that are long out of date, so. I was
And
kind of curious.
I would recommend, something like the KBS and all that, that, you know, Christine probably needs to
Oh,
be
absolutely.
notified so she can come
Absolutely.
in here and have a conversation.
You now have a cottage. Enjoy, enjoy.
No.
Alright, so I move to postpone this agenda item to the next
Yes, I'm going to.
general government meeting.
Yeah. Do you have any
So when
ones that
she
you would
prints them, she doesn't
specifically
have to
like
waste
to?
paper.
Did you get a chance to take a look at the?
I've taken a
ones
look
that
at some of them, I'm interested in looking at them all.
Yeah, me too. I am too.
I think just kind of going in relative order and just going through A to Z, because if we start picking out which ones we want to do, things might get missed. Just go general order, so that way we can cover everything in a somewhat logical way.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree.
So
Yeah,
I would
this
just
is
start at the beginning.
kind of chaos,
take-
so.
I would even go further than what Councilor Adams said. I would say maybe do 2, 3. I think we can
Oh,
tackle
I-
2
I
and
think
3
so.
reviews
That's what I'm
of
thinking.
policies.
Oh, yeah,
thinking a
and
couple.
some
some
of
of
them
them might not even have
obviously
to be
going to be
touched.
very easy, and some of them are going to be,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Any
Oh.
preference of where you want to start?
No, like I said, I'm
the beginning.
Well, since this is at 7, where's like 1 through 6?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
So,
I wondered that when I looked at them too.
because that's what I mean sequentially. We
Mhm.
should go sequentially. So
do they still exist?
I think they do, yes, but, I mean, sometimes I wonder if some of them are in back files, so some of the really old ones that might technically be still on the books.
do you think the clerk's office might have them?
It's possible. I bet some of them might be in the clerk's office, some of them might be in Adriana's office, some of them might be, who knows where they are.
I don't know.
Are
They
you
should have all been in a
on the
book.
website?
Yeah.
Yeah, there should be a book.
There was a book. 'cause
There
the
is, it's
policy-
a red book, it's up in the town manager's office.
Yeah.
Okay, well
But
then,
how-
before you make a statement like that,
Yeah.
maybe see if the 1 through 6 are in there, maybe she just, for some reason, we can get them.
They should be in there. I did
I'm
thumb
gonna
through
check.
them and I wasn't really reading them for detail at the time I was thumbing through them,
Yes.
but they should be there, yeah.
Are they by section? I know ours are by section. You have a section on this, a section on this,
Yeah.
a section on this.
Point of clarification, I still need a second of the motion
Oh,
to postpone this agenda item to the next show.
Well, we're going to anyway, but.
do we have a second?
No, that's what I need. That's why I made it.
Second.
Here's a second.
Like we're having discussion without a motion on the floor.
Sorry about that.
We do that fairly often.
No, we took it off. But it says we're discussing. Just asking a person who might actually.
Yeah, so, Mr. Chair, just to
All
let
right,
you
so
know,
let's see.
they do have, I have 3 and 4 right here, too. This is something that Yvonne gave me a few years ago. So
That's
they're still there.
Yeah, I know they're still there. I don't know why they had sent us like 10 and 12, like 3 times each. Like,
Well,
it
maybe
was kind of a
there
weird
was just a
setup, so,
mistake of
Maybe
when
they-
she attached, you know, that's, so.
Yeah.
And were they all you know, she probably had to put them in for all digital. maybe.
And they probably did weird looking labels, so she kinda had to judge which ones did she put
Maybe.
in already.
Oh, and I know, probably, because some were Word documents and some were PDFs or some were, so
Maybe.
so
Well, I
she
wouldn't be
just had-
surprised, yeah.
Mhm.
And they're probably Word 001.
Yeah. All right. I have no problem taking some up, I just want people to know what we're taking up when we talk. Cause yeah, there's some, you know, even the one with, procedures for, equipment over 25,000, you know, we've already talked about those things.
Mhm.
Again, that's the Everbridge stuff, that's the 911 reverse policy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, some of them
Some of that will
will be
stay.
simple, and we may not change them at all. But we might want to just take a look at them just to see if we need them.
Mhm.
I mean, we probably won't in some cases.
I would, you know, the only other thing that, cause you guys brought up the fact that the TM, you know, he's part-time, so he's only here until we get somebody and all that. And I just, in my belief, and it's not just mine, cause actually a couple of people commented, they're here to keep things going.
Yeah.
Existing things.
Right.
We wanna be careful about changing up too much when you're gonna have a new town manager who might wanna weigh in on things like operating procedures. And
That's true.
such, you know, there's the council policy, that's not just up to council, you know, the TM might wanna weigh in on that. I'm just saying, we can discuss maybe and see and maybe try to weed out what things that are impactful to the next administration or admin person, whatever. You know, we might wanna it may not be something that we should get in fully. I feel it's important that whoever TM comes in, that's the TM that's gotta work with the
That's true.
council and help make decisions and help guide council. Or maybe that hasn't happened in the last 6 years, but a TM is supposed to bring their expertise in mass municipal type, you know, all the legal stuff, all that good stuff that a TM is supposed to actually recommend to council. Council doesn't have to take the recommendations, but that's something that a good TM has a handle on.
That's
So,
true.
helps to guide because councilors are just lay people that aren't, you know, really, not many of them are skilled in municipal government.
Well, that is true.
I think we have to do it by policy thing,
Yeah.
like there might
Yeah.
be ones like this might be fire department or police policies for the town that we really don't need to wait for the next manager, we can really work with the people that have been there and been in
Yeah.
charge and really get their expertise and insight on, along with Mr. Blanchard's insight if it's needed. So I think we should move with expediency on the ones that we can update, bring them up to date, and if we have to wait on some, we have to wait on some.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Who writes the policies?
Some of them we did, some of them the council, some of them previous managers did, some of them various department heads
I
did.
think managers had a big hand
Most
in
of them
writing
did.
the policies,
Most of
not
them
that they they might have pointed out an issue that was happening, or council might have pointed out issues that were happening,
Mhm.
and said, hey, we need an operating policy, and generally, a TM
Yes.
was
Generally,
involved.
generally that's true.
Again,
Most of them are.
to my point, that's part of their job, I mean, they're the ones who are doing the day-to-day operations. I'm not saying we can't have input, we can't come up with a framework maybe of things, but without whatever, the TM we have, without
Right.
the TM we have now, or some TM involvement, I think there should be some involvement by some TM, whether
Oh,
it's the
I
temporary
totally
or the
agree, I
permanent.
totally agree.
Sorry. Just saying, because that's,
You know,
I
what
don't
I'm thinking,
disagree with,
what I'm thinking is of sitting down with Charlie and just kind of summarizing what our intentions are as far as the policy goes, and see what his thoughts are, and you know, if he, because we are trying to, as I mentioned, we are trying to avoid having him come to subcommittees if at all possible, unless we really need him here, because of the fact that he's a part-timer. So, I mean, if he's probably willing to come if we need it, but he's not full-time, so.
There's a motion to postpone.
Two questions.
Yeah.
Are we talking about policies or procedures?
Well,
which are
they're,
different things.
these are basically, I mean, they're labeled as procedures, but they're also standard operating procedures, but they're basically policies.
Mm.
They're basically phrased the same thing in black.
Yeah, but they are
Really?
definite,
They're standard operating,
sup-
they're SOPs.
Yeah.
And
Which
again,
policies?
it's the TM's job to oversee day-to-day operations and to work within standard operating policy. Now, some affect council, there's the one about
Yeah.
council for council, it's,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
But again, that also affects a TM, because the
Mhm.
TM is part of that.
oh yeah,
So,
but
there are operating procedures, which are the day-to-day, the daily, or the way.
now, in the school department, our Massachusetts Association of School Committees sends us sample policies. And they remind us if we need to, if that, like a major change in the legislature rulings in Boston, they send us updates telling us that the new law should be Mass General Law, whatever, at .3 instead of .2.
Right.
So does the town council have a similar service?
The MMA
Not-
sends us legislative updates and legal
Yeah.
updates, but it's not to the extent that MASC is involved. MASC is a lot more extensive of an organization and a lot more entrenched to what's happening in the school system than MMA is. MMA is a little more specific
Yeah,
in the fact that they don't have as much role in that function that MASC does.
that's true.
And I think it's because the schools oversee children, and so policies come about, right, for children, whereas here you've got employees, which fall under, employee type,
Right.
HR and whatever.
Which is why we'll get personnel
So
policy.
again,
changes
operating
straight away.
procedures is how we do
Oh, yeah.
stuff, what is the order of operations, what is allowed, what is, when you wanna put it in writing to make sure that the next generation does it the same, you put a SOP together.
Right.
Policies, council votes on other policies and stuff too, but generally, sometimes those get lost, which is why we used to say, gotta make sure things stay, what they enacted, so that
Right.
from one council to another, a vote counts. What
Oh, yeah.
happened 5 councils ago counts,
Yeah.
unless
Yeah.
something has changed, it counts, and yet it seems to just have vanished a lot of times.
Some of them have, yes.
So looking at things is a good idea.
Yeah.
I thought, it sounded good, because we reviewed different things
Mhm.
back, when I was on too. We went over, I can't think now, the town manager stuff, mostly, that
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of thing. But
And
you
we
reviewed-
just had the review of our town council
Right.
practices, so.
Right. But I can tell you from having been on charter review, that in the charter, there were things that were inaccurate to state law,
Mhm.
because we had Pam, and Pam was very good with all that, because she's
Right.
been in that business a long time. And there were a number of, couple, 2, 3, that were important, like she said, this, it wasn't caught on the last charter review, so it's stemming from even the previous
Mhm.
charter review.
Mhm.
And she said, that's illegal, it's an illegal thing to state in there, but it was part of our, back in the day it was okay. But that's
Yeah.
why you have reviews,
That's
Right,
why you
sure,
have review.
sure.
or bylaws, because then you see if it matches up with your.
Well, of course, because the legislature changes stuff all the time.
Right, so to your
Yeah.
point, I was saying for
Yeah.
school-wise, when you say there's that kind of stuff. But generally, a TM will bring updates from, say, legal side of things,
Right.
from the mass municipal type side of things. They'll feed it down and
Mhm.
say, we have to change something because of this, or that's not legal, what you're attempting to do because of that. Usually that's the TM's,
Right,
one of his hats, or
Right.
her hats.
sure. Right.
Their hats. But anyway, okay.
So are you going to postpone to a date?
Well, the
The next
next
posted
gen, yeah,
meeting,
the
we don't
next
have
gen,
a meeting
yeah.
date yet, so
Okay.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
easier just to have it more general like that
All right.
until we have a date.
Yeah. Any other remarks at this point? No? Okay.
Yeah,
All those in
just
favor?
my standard remark to you, on this one, no, I'll say it after.
Okay, all those in favor? And you were saying?
I was gonna say, when it comes to meetings, if at all possible, to send out something to the committee that says, hey, we're looking at, we need a meeting, or whatever, can, just because.
Yeah, this one was actually thrown on because of those first couple of items.
Oh, I
there.
don't have a problem,
Because
but
it was-
at least say, yeah, we're looking at
Yeah.
at least
Yeah.
let the you know, it's nice
Yeah, this
to-
one kinda came out of nowhere
It
really
did.
quickly, I can understand her.
I mean,
So I just
they
asked
actually
that
they
the
called
chair
me up
just
and
send a-
literally asked me if I could squeeze it in, or if I'd rather just send it straight to council, so.
Alright, no problem,
And
just
then-
it's just a general
Yes.
request.
Yeah, even if last ones come up, like even maybe a call sometimes, just like, oh, hey, okay.
Or if there is a choice, you know, we don't have, or saying that, there's no choice, this is the only date we can do, sorry, whatever, you know, but if there is a choice, then
Yeah.
today's a squeeze, but anyways. Okay,
That was the last thing, right? Motion to adjourn?
That was it. Second,
is that,
all in favor?
okay.
Thank you.